how to fix page redirect issues for Google Search Console for WordPress content management system. Now, some regular followers are emailing me saying, you know what, I watched your tutorials, I visited your website, but my website is still having page with redirect issues. And they're using content management system called WordPress. In this video session, we're going to look at a sample problem website, and I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot the problem. Now, with Google Search Console, what's important is the sitemaps. For WordPress sitemaps, what you want is you want to submit page sitemap, post sitemap, and if you're operating WooCommerce, product sitemap, as opposed to the parent sitemap. Because if you submit parent sitemap for WordPress, it's more than likely Search Console will show some issues which doesn't really serve the purpose for Google rankings. Okay, so let's take a look at this website. Let's say Blitzstar Guitar. It's built on WordPress. It is a basic site, but this website's having a problem. And I'm going to share some sample codes as well. So how to first test this? Obviously, use Search Console tools, such as URL inspection tool. And here, the indexing issue of a URL will actually sometimes guide you as to what the issue is. For this scenario, which is a different website, it says user declared canonical. What does that mean? Well, any page with redirection issues that you see user declared canonical, when you look at all submitted pages which come from your sitemaps, what that means is Google is seeing a canonical tag, and the user declared canonical is saying you have declared a canonical URL, which is the canonical tag. So therefore Google is taking that URL as the canonical. At that moment, user declared canonical issues, you perhaps don't need to worry for all known pages. Okay, I'll show you all submitted pages so that you see exactly what I mean. Let's imagine indexing pages. Let's look at page with redirect issues. Here, Search Console is saying there's 418 URLs, but that's all known pages. Let's look at all submitted pages. There is one here. Let's first visit the URL. Now, if you're using Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, you can press on F12 on your keyboard. Also, you can press on Ctrl U on your keyboard. And here what you want to do is look at the canonical tag, which is this URL. Now let's look at this one here. They are the same, right? So then, next, what we can do, Web Developer Toolbar, you can look at Network tab. You can empty cache and hard reload the page. And here what you want is you want to press on the URL. And what you want to do is look at response headers. Now you can use this method for any type of website. Okay, for my example, everything is looking okay. But for this problem website example, let's look at this here. Let's look at the source code to say, is the canonical URL declared? Yes. Next, let's press on F12. Looking at Network tab, let's refresh the page, because here we'll see a problem. Let's press on this URL, and here requested URL is this, which is okay. We can request it, but because it's WordPress, I think there's a short link here. As you can see, the response headers are showing a short link. That's a typical WordPress setup. Let's look at the source code and search for short link. Here, as you can see, Google is seeing this. So if you're using WordPress, here, I'll show you the sample code. I haven't published this blog post, so I'll show you the function. So you need to add this here. I've created 2 sample codes that's going to remove that short link URL, which may fix page width redirect issues for WordPress due to short links. Okay, we can remove the meta tag. Also, we can remove the header response code. Then what will happen is this short link will not be available in the source code, because if Google is seeing this, it's going to follow it. And if it follows it, as we can see, it's redirected because that's a different URL pattern there. Question mark P equals 5493. That's a short link. That's a typical WordPress. So if your website is having a problem with page width redirect, you have checked the sitemaps that you're using. If you're not using sitemaps, you should 110% use it. When you look at the sitemap, press on Ctrl U on your keyboard and look at the location URLs and make sure the URL patterns are correct. What that means is, if the / is missing, what happens? As we can see, it's gone to the correct version, which is the correct version within the sitemap. Because typical WordPress site, some setups may miss the / in the URL portion. So you want to triple make sure the URL patterns on your website are using the correct URL version. Whether it is non-www, whether it is / you want to look at that. Then let's look at the F12 Web Developer Toolbar. Here you want to triple check the URL, requested URL is correct. And then, you know what? I think this short link is causing redirection problem somehow, because Google can see it in the source code. It follows it and it's being redirected, right? So the function that we have here that will be available on Rank Your Website, you can use this one and then test. If this doesn't work, then simply use the next one, which is this one. The difference is this is run after theme setup. That's the first example. You should test that. Second one uses add action, initialize this function, which will remove the meta tag and the header response code for the short link only. Then I can see a problem in the web page itself. Let's look at the sample link here. You can see there is this / missing in this URL on this landing page content. So this web page needs to go in and edit the page to update the URL, because that's an incorrect URL because it's missing the /. You can see it here, see? There's no /. And yet, when people press on it, there is this /. So there is a redirection problem in the content itself. So, for WordPress sites, what you want to do is look at your internal linking structure. I'll show you a trick to do so using WordPress. You can export your entire website, as in all content, using tools, export, download, export file to your local computer, right click, edit with Notepad or Notepad++, which is an open source program. When you download your WordPress content, what you can do is you can press on Ctrl F and search for let's say for this, okay, I can't show you that example. Let's search for rankia.com, find all in current document, which is this one. As you can see, there is many URLs here. And now what I can do is say, okay, how about HTTPS www, find all. Okay, let's check without www. Let's see if there is any. Okay, so you can actually use this method to triple check your entire website internal linking. Obviously, for this example, there is an issue with internal linking, which must be updated, because that's the problem. That's the redirection problem. Google will keep interacting with the site, and it keeps looking at the URL, follows the URL, but it gets redirected. Okay, so that's another troubleshooting technique. For short links, you can remove it. You should double check that. Also, the web developer toolbar is your friend. Finally, what we can do is grab the URL and use HTTP status, place the domain without www or with www, and then check the redirect chain to say, you know what, the final URL, is that the URL that we want? As in, is that the URL on the website? In this example, yes, it is. As you can see, if someone requests this, it goes to, www goes to HTTPS www, which then goes to non-www. So this is a free tool that you can definitely check. httpstatus.io. Okay, so this is how you approach fixing WordPress page with redirect issues. Triple check the sitemaps. For most WordPress sites, you should submit post sitemap, page sitemap. For WooCommerce, product sitemap. The rest, you don't need to submit, because only those parts of WordPress usually contain original content. In rare circumstances, some WordPress setups may be using custom post types. If that's the case, you know exactly what I'm talking about, then you can submit those sitemaps too. But don't make an honest mistake by submitting the parent sitemap, which may include category sitemap, author sitemap, which basically doesn't contain original content. For author sitemaps, if you have a membership site or use a forum, for example, then surely author sitemap is important. Then it's just a matter of checking the sitemap URLs, making sure that they contain the correct version. Then you need to look at your menu structure to say, you know what, are the URL patterns correct? Look at internal linking to say, are they correct? In our example, for this example, we know there is broken links here. As we can see, the / is missing. What you can do, another test is visit your website with www version to say what happens. Is the redirection occurring correctly? You can use non-HTTPS visit to your website to say, is the HTTPS redirection occurring correctly? Page with redirect issues. For all submitted pages must be explored. When you inspect the URL in Search Console, you'll have further insights as to what's going on. In my scenario, you can see this URL is being redirected. Is it? Yes, it is. Because user declared canonical. I have told Google, you know what, Google? When you see this, here referring pages are these. So that means, I'll show you this example too. What I need to do is edit the category. Nothing here, so that that means I remove that. That's okay. There is no link. What this is saying is, you know what? Google has seen referring pages that contain this old URL pattern, and yet the website itself has declared canonical, which is the correct version. Okay, so in my scenario there is nothing to fix, and here it says all submitted pages correct. So now what I need to do is look at my blog post sitemap, because that was a blog post, and now what I need to do is double check to say to myself, okay, there was a page with redirect, that's the URL. So now what I need to do is make sure, okay, this is the sitemap. So now I need to check this. Advanced structured data concepts. Okay, edit post. I'm using Yoast SEO plugin. Another thing that I can do is check if there's any canonical URL declarations here. Now, why is that still in the sitemap? So there is a problem. I need to remove this from my sitemap, which shouldn't be there because the website is not there. So that means that that's a Yoast problem, because that's, oh, okay. I'm using a redirection plugin. Now what I need to do is check this here. As we can see, that's the problem here. Advanced structured data concepts, that's a category. Let's edit the category. Is the link there? Let me check. No. So what I need to do is triple make sure my redirections are occurring correctly, because Yoast sitemap should not have this. I don't want to delete it for the sake of video, because I need to troubleshoot why Yoast XML sitemap is showing this. So as you can see, these are the troubleshooting techniques you also need to explore, because just because we're using Yoast SEO plugin, which in 2024 is basically junk, unless you have followed Rankia tutorials for setting up Yoast so you don't waste time. As you can see, there was an issue here. But this is how we approach fixing page with redirect issues for WordPress, as well as different content management systems. In either case, I thank you for learning with Rankia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.